This is a Red Carpet Talk exclusive.
I'm Katie Dix with Red Carpet Talk, and we're about to go inside and interview magician Michael Turco about his new show here at Planet Hollywood.
Come on in. RedCarpetTalk.com. It's a great website. We did an interview before the show, so you'll see a little things about behind the scenes of the show. So,
all right, Michael. So you've been doing magic for a very long time, since the age of 5. So tell us a little bit of how you got started. I mean, you knew at a very young age what you wanted to do.
I did. I definitely did. I started when I was a little kid. I grew up in Jersey, so my family had a house in Atlantic City, shore house as they call it. The Jersey terms there. But I would spend every summer at the shore, and I would every summer in Atlantic City, so I saw a lot of shows. There was magic shows, variety shows, any kind of show I could see, I saw, and it really intrigued me into getting involved with theater and stage stuff, and I really, knew magic was the way I wanted to go. So that's kind of how I got started into it. And then I, went to magic stores, met magicians, all that stuff, started practicing, everything a little boy does, because they do magic. But then I just stuck with it. I built it bigger and bigger and just kept going with it, moving forward with it.
And now you're in Vegas.
I'm in Vegas.
You got your own Vegas show. That's amazing. Now, I mentioned Lacey Schwimmer just a second ago.
Sure.
And what was it like working with such a high-profile choreographer from Dancing with the Stars? I mean, was she hard on you? Was she fun to work with? What was that?
She's great. Lacey's great. She's a really good person. We met. We're really good friends. We had a great time together. And yes, hard on me. She's more hard on the dancers because I don't do too much dancing. But she said to me, in rehearsals and when we chatted about things and designing the show and putting it together, she's like, "I'm going to make you dance." And I said, "Well, we'll see about that. We'll see if it works out." So she's a great person. She did a great job with the dancing in the show. It's phenomenal. It's young. It's fresh. It's hot. Exactly a lot of the stuff that I wanted to see. And she makes me look pretty good on the show. In the show. So.
Well, that's not a bad thing, really. All right. Now you were also on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite shows. I love watching it. So everybody's experience is a little different, I've heard. Good things and bad things, of course.
Sure.
But how was your experience with the show?
It was a great experience. The national exposure you get on that show is incredible. So many people get to see you. You expand in your career. So many people can see you. It's a crazy TV show. We had a lot of fun. There's ups and downs of the show. You learn a lot from the TV aspect of things. But it helped me. Helped me get to where I am. It helped me be here in Las Vegas, and it's the exposure was the main part of it, and I had a blast with the show. I loved every second of it.
Is it something that you would do again, you think?
I always say no, but no, I probably would. You know what I mean? It was a fun show. If they asked me to come back on the show and do it, I would. Maybe not compete so much, but just try to perform on it.
Like an exhibition of.
Yeah, something like that. Something, go on there and do one routine, something like that. But I had a blast, and it's a great show. I've been watching it this season and everything, so you get to see behind the scenes of how things work when you're in the show and when you're not in the show. So it was fun. It's a great show, a lot of fun.
Now this season they've got Howard Stern on it. How do you?
I know.
I mean, that's kind of a. How do you think he's doing?
I think he's doing a great job. I think he's doing great. A lot of people at the beginning said he wasn't going to be a good judge, but I think he's doing great. He's telling the contestants, telling everybody in America how it is. He's straightforward when it comes to it. Somebody asked me last week, do you think I would have had a better chance if he was on the show? And a part of me might have said yes, I might have. He's from the New York, New Jersey area, and he loves women. So my first thing I did, I appeared 5 girls in 90 seconds, so he would have loved it. But who knows? If I did it this year, I wouldn't be here in Vegas. So
that's true. Oh, that's so true. Okay, now you are here in Vegas now.
Correct.
Moving from Jersey. How is Las Vegas life? How's it treating you? How do you like it here?
It's nice and hot, which is good. Now, Vegas is great. We're having a blast out here. The weather's great. The people are fun. I've met a lot of cool people out here that I've known over the years that live here. Now I live with them in the same area. So we're having fun. We're just, I concentrate so much on the show and making it better and building the show and expanding the show. So, that's my main focus here. Just, focus on the show and living life here in Vegas and having a good time, because that's what Vegas is about. So we definitely do.
Nothing short of fun to do in Vegas. There's always something to do here. Now, do you have a favorite illusion that you do? Like with every show, you're just
Sure.
you're waiting for this particular part because you love it so much.
Specifically, I don't have something favorite. You know, I'm always adding and changing things to the show. So one of the new routines that we're doing, that's always my favorite at the time. You know, so you know, all the routines, all the illusions, all the tricks that I do, it's mainly the audience reaction. That's what I love best. You know, if I do a trick and I see the audience react well and really go over well, that makes me happy. You know, then I know that's a good illusion that I just did or a good trick that I just did. So I necessarily don't have a specific one, but each show I do, at the end of the show, there's probably one that I like the best, just because how it went over that day and how the audience liked it and accepted it and enjoyed it.
Are you ever nervous when you put in a new trick? I mean, how many times do you rehearse it or practice it until it's perfect, until you put it on stage?
Sure, we constantly practice, you know, whether it's going over the music, going over the choreography, doing the illusion, doing the trick. It's never in the show unless it's rehearsed several times. So when it comes to, you know, if I'm nervous about it, no, I love being on stage. I love performing, so I never really get too nervous about being on stage. And, you know, it's magic. You know, to the audience, they don't know if anything's going to really go wrong or they don't know what's really supposed to happen.
Right.
So as long as I smile and bow at the end, then they like the trick, you know what I mean? But I don't really get too nervous on stage. I just enjoy it and have a good time being up there.
Well, and I think from the audience perspective, like, we can totally see if you're having a good time or not, or we can see the face, and we can see the fear in your eyes.
No, that's important. You know, that's the main thing that I do as a performer. You know, I like to have the audience relate to me. I'm very personable on stage, so I want them to be a part of the show. It's a very interactive show. There's so many people that come on stage, so it's just, you know, I want them to be a part of it and enjoy it, and you know, feel like they're having fun the whole show.
Now, I did a little reading on your website.
Uh-oh.
Yes, and it mentioned that, I want to make sure I get this right, you are the Goodwill Ambassador of the Distressed Children and Infants
International.
Yes.
Wow, that was a tough one. That was good.
That was hard to get out. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about that for those of us who don't know.
DCI is the short term, Distressed Children and Infant International, and it's an organization that helps kids in Bangladesh with their eyesight. They have a hard problem out there with eyesight for some reason, and it's hard for them to see. It's like just like it happens, you know, and it happens in large quantities of all the kids out there. So I got in touch with the organization and the owner and the guy who started it, and he loves magic. He loves to be a part of it. So I help them out. I go to conferences and do magic and talk about the show. And we're doing a tour with them. We're going to tour around and do a little bit of magic to promote and raise some money for the organization. So
wow.
I've never been to Bangladesh yet, but I hopefully will get there and be able to perform some magic for all the kids and stuff. So, you know, it's important to me to have good eyesight, you know, as a magician, to see and be able to perceive what you want to see on stage and things like that. So that was a cause of why I wanted to help them out.
That's super cool. I really like that. Yeah. All right, now something I like to ask everyone.
Shoot.
Do you have a pre-show ritual or warm-up that you do? How do you get ready?
People come backstage all the time like, all right, we're going to leave you alone. It's 15 minutes for the show, so I leave you alone, let you meditate. And I'm like, no, just stay and hang out. You know, I'm not the person that's back there meditating. You know, I put the show together that it's, you know, I know what I'm doing, the cast knows what they're doing. And we have a good time. You know, I'm all about laughing and having a good time, and I'm always joking around with my crew and my cast. Sometimes I joke a little too much, so that's what gets them nervous. But they're always getting in the zone, and I'm just like joking around with them. But we do a pounds before every show.
Okay.
So like before the show, we always go, you know, a good nice pound to get explode with it.
That's it. Okay.
So that is a ritual that I just thought of. That we all do that, though, the cast and the crew and stuff. So that's about it, though.
Mine's a shot of Crown, but that's
there you
not
go.
for everybody, you know. All right, we're going to let Michael go backstage and get ready for his show. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a blast.
It.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right, I just got finished interviewing magician Michael Turco. You can see his show every day at 4 p.m. inside the Saks Theater in the Miracle Mile shops at Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino. For more information about Michael, go to turcomagic.com. I'm Katie Dix with Red Carpet Talk, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, I'm Michael Turco here with Magic and Mayhem at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas. I want to thank Red Carpet Talk for having me on. It was a pleasure.